Good evening, volleyball fans. Welcome to our very first edition of high school volleyball this season on mybasin.com. It's the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week as the Mazama Vikings look to invade the Hornets' nest as they take on the 12-2 Henley Hornets. Glad to be with you tonight. Welcome, everybody. My name is Josh Eldridge. Walter Hartley along with me tonight for this Skyline Conference showdown. Both of these teams 1-0 in the Skyline Conference. For Henley picking up a win against Hidden Valley their last time out on the road, 3-1. Mazama also winners their last time out, 3-1. Walter, both teams coming off of a win to start their Skyline Conference campaign, but you get in a rivalry setting like this, becomes the big time.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to watch this game. I think it's going to be a good one. I always love these inter-city matchups between these Klamath Falls teams. The rivalry is fun to commentate on, to see every year how it changes, how the dynamics shifts. And, yeah, I'm excited for this game.
Last year was a big year for the dynamics shifting. Mazama, former league champion, got beat by Henley twice as the Hornets en route to an undefeated league championship a season ago. They're looking to recapture the Skyline Gold, and part of it, one of the first steps, is here tonight against the Mazama Vikings. We're going to step aside, and when we come back, we'll take a deeper look into each of these teams, and then we'll get ready for our first serve between the Vikings and the Hornets in the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
As a parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
It's time to reclaim your health and your autonomy. At Heartfelt OBGYN, they focus on you. Their evidence-based approach to care means fewer office visits and a targeted treatment plan to directly address your specific needs. They believe in solutions for their patients, not the industry's profit margin. The providers at Heartfelt OBGYN are committed to serving the community and giving back to the Basin. Find them at heartfeltobgyn.com. Heartfelt, because you deserve to be in control of your body and your informed choices.
Welcome back to the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on mybasin.com. Just a few minutes away from game time between the Mazama Vikings and the Henley Hornets. My name is Josh Eldridge. Along with me is Walter Hartley. Tonight, Skyline Conference showdown between a couple of Klamath Falls rivals as we take a look at the Skyline Conference standings coming into play tonight. Henley leads the pack, a 12-2 overall record. 12 wins for them is the very most in the 4A classification. They have won 28 sets, which is also tied for the most this season, regardless of conference in the entire 4A class. Mazama hot on their heels. They're also 1-0 in conference play, although they're 3-8 overall on the season, ranked 17th in the state. Klamath Union 3-5 overall. They've yet to play a league match. And then Phoenix and Hidden Valley, both of those teams, of course, losers to our two teams we see here tonight. 0-1 for Phoenix. They're 4-6 overall. Hidden Valley struggling out of the gate this season, 0-1 in league play. They're 1-10 to start the season. Talked about Henley being ranked 5th in the state right now in the 4A classification. Taking a look at the top 10. This is according to the OSAA ratings that dictate seedings when it comes to postseason time. Marist is first in the state, followed by Philomath. Cascade is ranked 3rd. Cottage Grove is 4th. Henley, of course, is number 5. Estacada is ranked 6th. Pendleton is number 7. The Dalles are number 8. Marshfield is ranked 9th, and Astoria, all the way up in the coast, is ranked 10th. Looks like we're going to get our starting lineups, I believe, first before we head into the anthem. We'll make sure of that. Want to make sure that we get our starting lineups here. It is whiteout night tonight in the Hornets' nest. Mazama, the visitors, wearing black, so a nice juxtaposition there with the award-winning Henley student section that you see behind him. They were voted the best student section in the state back in 2016 and are certainly looking to show out tonight. So we're going to go to the anthem, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to the starting lineups for both teams tonight. The Geno's Cafe Game of the Week live from Henley High School.
Innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
The cars we drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Klamath Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Klamath Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley welcoming you back to the Geno's Game of the Week on MyBasin.com between the Mazama Vikings and the Henley Hornets. As we are introduced to the starters here inside the gym, we'll introduce them to you as well. Starting for Mazama, Shaylee Butcher, a senior. Number 4, Armada Kirkpatrick, another senior. Number 9, a sophomore, Gabriela Lopez. Number 11, a senior, Sydney Baker. Number 14, a sophomore, Olivia Van. And number 16, a junior, Leia Hernandez. The libero tonight for Mazama is Abigail Irish. For the Henley Hornets, starting for them, number 2, a senior, Kalia Cage. Number 3, another senior, Lainey Hadley. Number 5, a junior, Haley Paulson, followed by another junior, number 7, Abby Dubose. Number 13, a sophomore, Michaela Schroeder. And Riley McDaniel, a freshman, also gets the nod for Henley tonight. Their libero is number 4, Jenna Melsness. Walter, you got some stats on these teams through their first handful of games on this season. Tell me a little bit about the Mazama Vikings.
Okay, so for the Mazama Vikings, last game that they played on Tuesday against Phoenix, they won 3-1. And here are some stats for some team leaders here. Sydney Baker had a season-high 18 kills against Phoenix on Tuesday. Armada Kirkpatrick, had 7 service aces that game. And Shaylee Butcher, who's 5'3", was second in kills on the team with 9.
Yeah, certainly impressive for a player of that stature to be able to rack up that many kills for Mazama. Certainly going to be a player to look out for tonight, especially when we found out before the game that a couple of the key contributors for Mazama are going to be missing tonight. Tell me a little bit about Henley.
Okay, so thank you to Coach for this one. She sent me these stats last night after I assume was a long practice because she sent it at 8 p.m. So for the season, Michaela Schroeder has 146 kills, 41 blocks, 109 digs, and 36 aces.
She is absolutely a stat sheet stuffer, is Michaela Schroeder.
And then Kalia Cage, she's second in kills with 126. She also has 85 digs. Jenna Melsness leads the team in digs with 154. So, yeah, we were talking earlier about how Henley went to Hawaii for the Hawaii Labor Day Classic. They went 4-1 and won the silver bracket.
Yeah, what a trip for them. I mean, how cool to be able to go to Hawaii and go play your sport and probably have some cool experiences as well on the islands. Not everyone gets to do that. Henley was certainly very fortunate to be able to make that trip to Hawaii and come away with a pretty good record, like you said there, Walter.
Yeah, I saw the competition that they were facing, some teams from California, from all around the country, actually. I saw a couple of pictures. There was a team from Virginia.
Yeah.
The competition that they faced there was pretty tough, and I think it's a good way to start the season, a good learning experience to get things rolling.
Well, now it is game time between the Mazama Vikings and the Henley Hornets. The Vikings will start with the serve, and to do so is Armida Kirkpatrick. And there she goes, getting it over just straight away, and already dealing with some of the funky ceiling shenanigans here at Henley High School with those low-hanging kind of foam pads that's designed for sound. Well, sometimes that can work against both teams as Mazama takes the opening set. They're up 1-0, and now make it 2-0 as Henley hits it out of the back.
Yeah, before this game I said, wow, these ceilings are kind of low, aren't they? And then 2 points later in the JV game, it hit the ceiling and was called out. So it's kind of funky dealing with these low ceilings.
It comes into play at least once a set, it feels like. And this time, Kirkpatrick unable to make it over the net on her service. And Henley gains the point. Pardon me. It is 2-1 in favor of the Vikings. There was Kirkpatrick setting it up for Baker there on the far side. Now it's Cage for Henley on the near side, and just a bit too much on that one. Goes out, and the point goes to Mazama.
Yeah, we were watching their hitting lines, and Henley hits really hard. Sometimes it's hard to keep those balls in the court when you've got so much power like that.
Another example of that, Michaela Schroeder set up nicely, but just goes a little bit wide on it. Mazama now climbs out to a 4-1 advantage. That time service from Baker goes out the back of Henley. So that time the Hornets get the point, and it's 4-2. Down to serve in for Henley is Miley Lee. Gets over cleanly. The libero receives it. Melsness now to Baker. And finally there pushing it over was Butcher. Set up there and a nice block up front, but Henley able to recover. Here's Hernandez setting it up on the near side. Another good block up front by Henley. Schroeder shoves it over. Now set up on the near side for Butcher. And again, another opportunity there for Henley. Here's Schroeder trying to dump it in. And finally the Hornets come away on that point. A lot of back and forth there. But the Hornets earn another. And they now trail just 4-3.
Yeah, that was a really long volley there, but I think we could have seen some better play from both of these teams. There was a lot of out-of-system passes there that really kind of stunted their opportunity to set up their big hitters and get a big play going. It was kind of some scrappy volleyball from both sides there.
Oh, looks like actually that one wound up going to Mazama, so it's actually 5-2 in favor of the Vikings. Schroeder too much on it again. And it goes the way of the Vikings once more.
See, they're doing a good job. They're setting up their hitters. It's just a matter of timing and warming up to the game that these hitters need to keep it in the court.
About midway through the season for both of these teams, like we talked about, Henley 12 wins on the season and 14 tries. It's the most in the state. Right now they're ranked 5th. Certainly an experienced ball club as they earn a point on that one. I believe that the last one to touch it was Dubose to earn the points for the Hornets. It's now 6-3.
Yeah, that was a great play. They set pipe, back row, blooped over the net, and hit no man's land.
Placencia to serve for the Hornets. That one just skips over the top of the net. Slazak setting it up, and then finally hitting it over for Mazama was Kirkpatrick. That one set up for Dubose on the far side, and once more, just going out the back. Henley putting a lot of heat on those attempts, and haven't been able to find that back line yet. And it looks like Henley's going to call a timeout as well. So we'll take a timeout as well. Right now it's 7-3 in favor of the Vikings, still just getting going in our first set. This is the Geno's Game of the Week on mybasin.com.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Henley calling a timeout here, trailing 7-3 in the opening set of the first chance against the Mazama Vikings this Skyline Conference season. These teams did meet earlier in the season, Walter, at the Basin Best Tournament. Henley picking up a 2-0 win over the Vikings in that matchup.
Yeah, and because it was tournament play, they only played 3 sets. Sometimes that allows some upsets to happen, which I certainly don't think it was an upset. But it'll be great to see a full game from these girls tonight.
Mazama getting it over. Dubose is going to hit it, but I believe Mazama crossed underneath the net. I think that was Kirkpatrick. And so the Hornets getting a point back and the serve.
Yeah, as a middle, that was always the hardest thing to do for me was to keep my feet from crossing the line. And the net touches going up for the block.
In to serve for Henley, J.C. Ladner. Ladner, a sophomore this season. Kirkpatrick sets it up, but unable to grab the point. There's Dubose on the far side for the Hornets. It's knocked down up front by Mazama. Looks like Kirkpatrick was in on the action along with Olivia Van, the sophomore, guarding that front area there for the Vikings and getting the point and the service back. It's been kind of back and forth here. You know, one of the reasons I like volleyball so much is it's such a momentum-based game, but neither team either able to really capture momentum yet.
Yeah, it's been a lot. See, there's a point that Henley was looking for. That's what they want to do with their girls, but both of these teams, they're having trouble connecting with their hitters so far this game. Of course, it's early, still under 10 points. Yeah, I would say that they need a little bit more time to connect with their setters, their hitters, and get momentum going. It's a play exactly like that. That's Henley's play style right there. Set up your big hitters. You've got some great athletic gals that can really hit the ball. You just need to get that connection going.
Can always take a little while to get it going, especially when you're playing a league rival. There's so much extra that goes into this game, otherwise than just the normal strategy that you play with. Hernandez gets it over. Now it's Cage setting it up for McDaniel, and she hits it out.
Yeah, we saw an overpass from Mazama there, and Henley was not able to take advantage of that, just hitting it wide.
Mazama leading 10-5. And it looks like it'll be the libero to serve for Mazama. This is the junior, Abigail Irish. Nice job by Dubose there. Sets up Cage nicely. She's unable to hit it over. The Hornets recover in time, but just enough to hit it out once more. Mazama crawling away. They're up 11-5. This is 4 consecutive sets for them, 4 consecutive points for them. That's the longest streak for either team this game.
Yeah, I've seen some incredible blocks from Lopez so far. And they'll say that Mazama touched the net. So that's a point for Henley.
Hornets have only been able to grab 1 point at a time. Hoping to string a few together here. Dubose on the serve. There's Irish. Now Kirkpatrick setting it up for Baker. There's Henley's number 5, Paulson, setting it up for Cage again, but a great play by Mazama there to keep this one alive. Another chance for Cage, pushes it over, but there's Irish in the right spot at the right time. And on the other side, it is Shaylee Butcher. She put a little bit too much on that one and returns the favor to Henley. And right now, the Hornets trailing 11-7.
Yeah, those were a couple of beautiful back sets from Paulson to Cage, just setting her up for the kill, and it worked out perfectly for them.
Mazama unable to get it back across after the serve, giving another point to Henley. It's 11-8. Now Henley's got 3 of their own in a row.
A game of shifts, of swings, of momentum.
It's one of the reasons I love watching volleyball. There's Dubose with another serve. Irish receives it. Kirkpatrick sets it up, and knocking it over that time was Lopez. Paulson sets it up front for Hadley, and there you go. Lainey Hadley earning her team yet another. Oh no, was that going towards Mazama?
Yeah, she hit it into the net.
Gotcha. I had my face down at the roster there, so it's actually 12-8 in favor of the Vikings. There's Irish once more. Kirkpatrick, two-handing, knock it over. Cage getting a little bit lucky as it kisses the net on the way over. Gives her an extra hop and the point for the Hornets.
Yeah, we saw a nice pass set from Paulson there. She's kind of showed off this game so far. She's had some great sets to outside, some great back sets to the opposite, and then there, a nice pass set.
Jenna Melsness, Henley's libero back to serve, the junior. And Mazama mishandles that one off the serve, so the Hornets will gain another.
Yeah, those are tough to receive. You gotta field it just right, or else it'll go through your fingertips.
Oftentimes backpedaling to try to receive that too, off balance. It's never a position you want to be in. Melsness with the serve. Kirkpatrick setting it up once again. Lopez unable to get it over.
Yeah, that's a tough pass to set, and as we saw there, she didn't quite put the set where it needed to be for her hitter to get it over.
Melsness again for the Hornets as they look to tie. Baker sets it up for Lopez to knock it over. Now Paulson for Cage, but a great block by Baker up front. Hornets are scrambling, but eventually Hadley's able to get it over. Kirkpatrick setting it up for Baker, and again up front, a great play by Kalia Cage to give the Hornets their tying point, 12-all here in the first set.
A little back and forth action there. Mazama with a huge block against Henley. They sent a free over, kind of scrambling to get back into it. And then Henley blocks Mazama as they try to take advantage of that.
Just as the Hornets seize the tie, they give service away. Melsness too much on that serve. Goes out of the back, so now Sydney Baker to serve for Mazama. Here's Kalia Cage. Just soft touch for Kalia up front. The senior showing off her experience when it counts. And now the Hornets tie us back up at 13. Cage will check out. Subbing in, it looks like Miley Lee, and she'll take over service for Henley.
Yeah, those are the most annoying players to play against. They always know when to put that touch on it, and she put it right in the spot where it needed to be.
Mazama gets it back after netting the serve there. And looks like a sub in for Mazama. I believe Addie Slazak is in the game, and she's taken over serve for the Vikings. There it goes. Dubose receives it. Set up by Paulson. Here's Schroeder. Schroeder putting too much on that one for the Vikings to handle and earning the point. 14-all, going back and forth here midway through the first set.
She kind of reminds me of the Cascade Conference Player of the Year last year, JC Madden. She's got kind of the same play style. You know, she kind of just gets up above the net and will put it down your throat.
Such a good athlete at everything she does. Not only a first-team all-conference player in volleyball as a freshman, but she was also the Skyline Conference Player of the Year in basketball as a freshman. I mean, for the whole conference, Player of the Year. She is certainly an athlete that we're excited to watch the next 3 years here at Henley.
Wow.
And looked like that was Paulson up front for the Hornets, tying us back up at 15. These teams trading blows, going 1 for 1 for 1 here as Melsness checks out for Henley. Now into the game is J.C. Ladner, the sophomore.
So it looked like Henley overpassed it a little bit, and Paulson was trying to save that set. Just ended up putting it over the net, and then she said, you know what, I'm going to make up for my mistake. I'm going to get that block, and she gets that point for Henley.
Paulson setting it up once more. Dubose there on the far side. Hard hit, but Mazama receives it cleanly. Paulson again looking to set up her team, going high near the foam. Dubose with the soft touch, but it won't go. Paulson touches it again. Cage from about midway on the court. A little collision there for Henley. And eventually it's the Hornets who are able to get the point as Butcher misplays that one a little bit close to the net. Didn't seem like a lot was going right for the Hornets, but they wind up with the point on that one.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that play ended up going in Henley's favor. You know, you've got two hitters that think the set is for them, so they ended up both going for it. At least it was both of them and not none of them.
Yeah. Mazama looking to set themselves up. That time it was Van who knocked it over. Here's the set for Dubose, and it's saved by Baker. Kirkpatrick with the soft touch over. Paulson setting it up for McDaniel. The freshman puts too much on it, and the point goes to Mazama. 16-all.
That was such a beautiful set by Paulson. She's got the pass. She has to backpedal a little bit, puts the touch on it, and just puts it where it needs to be. It's a great play from Paulson. Just ended up going for Henley.
Paulson setting it up again for McDaniel. And a great save up front for Mazama. Sydney Baker, the senior, she's been great up front, and that time earning a point. Oh, no, pardon me. That was actually a point for Henley.
Yeah, it looked like it was a block because it went straight down, but it ended up landing on Mazama's side there. Just great power from Henley.
Certainly so. This time Mazama tries to receive the serve but tips it out. And so another point there goes towards Henley. They've got two in a row now. On the service for the Hornets was Paulson. Now here's Kirkpatrick setting it up for Baker. Punches that one over. Paulson setting it up for McDaniel. Another point there for the Hornets. A hard hit. Bounces off the hands up front. The Hornets climb out in front 19-16.
This is where you want to be as a volleyball team. They had a great pass to their setter, a great set from their setter, and a great hit from their middle. That's how volleyball goes if you do it right.
All right, here's Paulson again, the junior. Gets the serve cleanly. Hernandez is there to receive it. Baker tries to knock it over and does. Thankfully, a good save there by Cage. Winds up on the hardwood. Now Mazama gets a chance to respond. Baker tries to go for some soft touch, but it won't work. There's McDaniel. She hits it hard right to Leah Hernandez. Mazama, another opportunity. Baker has it blocked up front by McDaniel. The Hornets can't recover all the way despite that nice save. The point will go to the Vikings.
So what we saw there was they got they had an okay first touch. They popped it up enough for Paulson to get there, but Riley McDaniel just said, no, that looks like a great ball to hit, and she does.
Hornets get the point back on a kill there from Kalia Cage, first team all-conference returner for the Hornets.
A great slide hit there, and it goes across court. Beautiful play.
Dubose on serve for the Hornets, and an ace sneaks into the back near corner. And Mazama going to call a timeout as Henley surges ahead, 21-17, still in the first set between the Hornets and the Vikings. Back after this on mybasin.com. (21-17) the score here in the first set between the Hornets and the Vikings in the Geno's Game of the Week. Want to give a shout out to Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. You see their logo there on the scoreboard. Elevate uses a modern and research-backed approach to physical therapy to ensure you see both a reduction in pain and enhanced mobility, getting you back to peak levels of optimal health and wellness. Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance has been treating athletes of all ages since 2020. Hornets have a little bit of momentum here. They've got a couple points in a row. Abby Dubose back to serve and gets it off cleanly. Kirkpatrick having to do a little dance around the net, but eventually helps the Vikings get it back over. Here's Cage, and I believe that one was tipped by Baker up front. And as it goes out of bounds, the Hornets collect their 22nd point of the set.
Yeah, Henley started off kind of slow, warming up a little bit, getting into it, and they ended up recovering the lead.
A 5-point lead at that. Here's the setup on the far side for Lainey Hadley, but again, just too much on it for Henley. And the point goes to Mazama.
Well, what we saw there, Paulson, she kind of overset it a little bit, set it a little bit too high. And that can happen with different hitters. You know, they have different places where they want it to be, so it's hard to be a setter.
Hernandez for Mazama. Getting the touch on that one. Dubose from about halfway back, I think was just too far to go for that one, and it winds up hitting the net, and the point goes to the Vikings. Here's Kirkpatrick on the serve. That one received by Hadley. Set up for Cage nicely, and a nice job by Mazama to keep that one alive. Credit to Butcher in the back there for getting a hand on it. Still a chance for Mazama, but it touches that ceiling we talked about, Walter. Came back a little bit faster than anyone was expecting, and Henley, a little bit of home court advantage in a way, getting a point there.
Props to Paulson for setting McDaniel in the middle position. I know a lot of setters don't like to set middle, but it really paid off for Henley there.
So Henley on 23 right now. They lead 23-19. Irish knocks it over. Set up there for Schroeder, and it looks like it was just off in front of the Mazama bench, out of bounds. The point goes to Mazama. Still anyone set here, a close one, 23-20. Baker on the serve. It's received by the libero Melsness. Here's Cage on the near side. Mazama needing to get it over on this one, and it's Irish who does it. Melsness, now Dubose. Cage has to hit it over. Kirkpatrick setting it up on the far side for Hernandez. Rolls off the top of the net, but there was Cage to receive it. Sets up for Dubose and just hits it out. And another point there to the Vikings. They're within 2.
Yeah, great scrappy play from both teams there. We saw a great hit from Hernandez. She kind of hit it clear across the net, and it was hard to recover for Cage there.
Cage has her opportunity. There's Baker there. Kirkpatrick just had to let that one go. Had no real play on that one unless she wanted to cross over the net from underneath. And Henley now on set point. Miley Lee in to serve for Henley. Looking to grab their first set tonight against Mazama. And they just may do it, and they do it. Mazama unable to get it back to the Hornets. 25-21 the score at the end of the first set. Few more to go here tonight at the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week. You've got the Hornets and the Vikings live on mybasin.com. Back after this.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. Thanks for joining us. Elevate started in 2020 as a dream. I wanted to open up a clinic of my own, really had a heart and a passion to treat athletes of all ages, and got the opportunity to do it. And wow, this is what's happened. One of the best parts of this job is that we get to work with all the student athletes on field, at their contests, at their games, all around the county. Specifically when you're working with dancers, right? We've got like particular ways of movement that we don't want to necessarily correct, because dancers have a very specific way of moving that's important for their athletic performance. At Elevate, we're here to get you moving and keep you moving, no matter if you're 8 or you're 80. Feel free to give us a call at 541-887-2030.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week. We're here at Henley High School, bringing you a broadcast between of a volleyball game between Henley and Mazama Vikings. Last set, it's 1-0. Henley leads. Last set, we saw some good scrappy play from both teams. Mazama got off to an early start, and Henley warmed up and ended up taking the set.
Yeah, about midway through that set, you really saw Henley kind of awaken. They strung together 4 sets and then 3 sets together, points right after that. And so it really helped them first tie the game and then take a lead. Right about when they crossed 20 points, had about a 5-point advantage on Mazama. And the Vikings, to their credit, battled back a little bit, but just fell short there in the end. But now these teams have seen each other for 3 sets this season. They certainly know each other. They just got to execute their own game plan. And Henley will start out with the serve.
Yeah, that's Jenna Melsness, the libero for Henley. Serves over. Great pancake from Hernandez there. And Mazama tries the free. Won't go. Henley starts off this one 1-0.
Yeah, that was a great play by Hernandez on the attempt at least. She's a great team player. Love watching Hernandez at anything that she does.
Melsness with the serve. Great dig by Butcher. Hernandez back to the middle. It's a free. Henley has a great opportunity here, and they'll set it middle with a little tip in no man's land. Beautiful play from Henley. Great smart play. You know, you don't have to go with power all the time. If you just tip it over, sometimes that'll get you the point.
All about touch, certainly so.
Melsness set to serve. It's over to Hernandez. Kind of a miscommunication there. Butcher was behind her. Hernandez tried to take that, and that's just miscommunication. Henley leads 3-0. Melsness serves over. It's received by Butcher. Tried to be recovered. Back to Henley side. Great tip from Cage. And Henley leads 4-0. 4 unanswered points to start the set.
They are off to a great start. You know, one of the things we've heard about this team is how mentally tough they are. And that comes from the top down from their head coach, Sierra Patsky, the reigning coach of the year, as Henley picks up another.
What we saw there, Melsness, she just overserved a little bit, and that's going to be Mazama point. Kirkpatrick with the serve. That's to Cage. Low ceilings again. She'll set that back row, and Cage from the back row just not able to make it go over the net. Mazama picks up their 2nd point this set. Kirkpatrick into the top of the net. Henley service, excuse me.
Good job here by Henley to regain that momentum. Certainly so much of this game is based off that momentum, and despite giving up the service, Henley quickly gets it back, still leading 3.
Miley Lee with the serve. That's Mazama. That's a great pass to the setter, and then a great back set. I thought she hit it a little bit long, but they'll give that point to Mazama.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought she hit it long, too.
Yeah.
5-3 in
so
favor
did
of the
Henley.
Hornets. Yeah. I think maybe everyone in this gym did, potentially.
Serves over. Paulson sets middle. That's McDaniels, not able to make it go. It's a close set once again, 5-4. Baker with the serve, and that one they'll call long, and Henley will get service.
I'll give credit to Mazama. They hung around. You know, they fell down 4-1 to start, and now only trailing by a pair. They've kept in step with Henley so far.
Placencia serves over. It's received. It's received by the libero. Abigail Irish just overpasses a little bit. Kirkpatrick not able to get there to set it, and another point Henley.
Henley's placement has been really good this set. They're just making things so difficult for Mazama right now.
Yeah, absolutely. They're a great team. They have good fundamentals, and that's what makes the sport look easy if you play it right. Melsness with a nice floater. Free ball from Mazama there. Paulson sets right side. Great hit. They'll set pipe over to Henley again. Paulson sets outside. Mazama will have to free again. Paulson sets middle this time. That's McDaniel. And she'll get that point for Henley. Great kill there for McDaniel.
Both teams really searching for their opportunity. And eventually it was, I believe that might have been Schroeder up front who had that point. Regardless, just looking for that right opportunity. Henley finally found it and struck first. Great job.
Henley stayed on the offensive side there, forcing a free ball. Half of the volleys there. That's Hernandez with a nice hit. Paulson sets opposite. That's over. And point Henley. Excuse me, that was outside. Henley leads 10-4 going into this timeout here. And we'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Pacific Power works day in and day out to power our communities because we know our neighbors rely on us. We're trimming and clearing branches around poles and lines, protecting our system, and giving you real-time updates when storms roll in. You can count on us in all seasons. 24/7, we're here for you. Powering your greatness.
Yep. Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week. It's brought to you from Henley High School. Henley leads 1-0 against Mazama. They are also leading 10-4 in the second set.
It's been 4 consecutive points for Henley going into that timeout by Mazama. Maybe had something strategically to go over, maybe just trying to break some momentum, but Henley maintains service.
Placencia serves over, fielded by Biddy. Great set there from, great set there from Kirkpatrick. And Mazama will pick up service.
Well, something was said in that timeout that worked there. Now we got to see if Mazama can recapture some of that momentum, some of that magic they found in the first set where they ran off at one point a string of 4 sets.
Slazak serves over. That's fielded by Libero. Paulson to Cage. It's blocked by Mazama. It kind of popped up. And then that was McDaniel with a great hit. I always loved overpasses like that. You just get a great floater over the net, and you can just destroy that ball.
It's quite a thing to see how hard these ladies hit the volleyball. I would not want to be on the receiving end of very many of these, Walter.
Yeah, absolutely not. Ladner with the serve. That's received by Slazak. Slazak with the hit. Paulson sets outside. Great hit from Henley. Forces a free ball from Mazama. Paulson sets middle this time. That's McDaniel. Huge hit. Not able to recover is Mazama, and that's point Henley. 12-5 Henley.
That was just textbook there from McDaniel, climbing the ladder and going up for the kill. Made it look easy, just like you said, Walter. When the fundamentals are sound, you make it look easy.
Yeah, especially in a game like volleyball when everything is coordination. You got 3 different touches that you have to coordinate. The fundamentals really come down to who wins. So what we saw there, Henley served it over and Mazama not able to bring it back. Ladner with an ace, making it 14-5. Henley leads.
Another 4 in a row here for the Hornets, looking to match their longest streak so far this set.
Ladner serves it over. Kirkpatrick sets opposite, freed by Hernandez. Paulson sets outside. Blocked by Mazama, just doesn't go over the net. A great point from Henley again, making it 15-5.
Yeah, that just had some wicked backspin on it. Kind of sat on the top of the net before it rolled back onto the side of Mazama. Unfortunate break, but hey, if you're a Hornets fan, you like that one.
Yeah. Wow. Great serve from Ladner. Overpassed by Mazama and put away by McDaniel for Henley. Making it 16-5. Henley leads second set. Ladner serves. Kirkpatrick free ball. Paulson sets outside. just into the net. Mazama point, making it 16-6. Henley still leads by 10.
Yeah, that broke a streak of 6 consecutive points there for Henley. Mazama trailing by 10, needs to find a way back in here.
Hernandez serves. Paulson pass sets it back row to Cage. Over hits, just out of bounds. Mazama point. Hernandez serves it over. Great pass. Paulson sets middle. They'll say that McDaniel stepped over the line there for Henley. Another point for Mazama, 16-8. Henley leads. Hernandez serves over. That's Ladner with the reception. Paulson sets back row Cage. Hits it over. Mazama tries. Blocked by Henley. Excuse me, Kirkpatrick tips it over, and Henley puts it right in no man's land to regain service.
They've just been able to find that soft spot in the Mazama defense so many times in this set in particular, and it's right in the center. If you can hit the center against Mazama right now, it's going well for Henley.
Paulson serves it over. Kirkpatrick sets back row. Great hit there from Mazama. Paulson pass sets outside. Back to Mazama. Great set to the middle, and that's blocked. Huge block from McDaniel. Overpass from Mazama. Cage puts it back. Point Henley. 18-8.
And that was not an easy point to gain for Henley there. A lot of back and forth and good effort on Mazama's side. Just where it's going to wind up hitting it one too many times, unfortunately, despite quality effort.
Paulson serves it. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. Paulson will not get that second touch there, so it ends up going to number 7, Abby Dubose, who ends up setting middle. McDaniel, and she'll get that kill for Henley.
Again, just able to find that center of that Mazama defense. It's working out for the Hornets.
Serves over. Kirkpatrick sets middle. Back to Henley. Cage gets the second touch this time. Will set McDaniel. Over hit just barely. Point Mazama.
Mazama has been able to stay within 10. The most they've trailed by is 11 at any one point so far in the game.
Butcher serves. Paulson sets middle. McDaniel over hits it just again. Making it 19-10. Henley leads by 9. Butcher serves over. Paulson this time with the second touch. Sets Cage straight into the middle. What a hit. Henley leads by 10. 20-10 here in the second set.
Clea Cage is vital to this team. Walter, we've already talked about a returning all-conference player, a captain for this team. One of the reasons they've coming off a season as undefeated conference champions.
She's an animal. That was Hollingsworth with the serve. Kirkpatrick sets Hernandez. Great hit back to Henley. It's fielded. Paulson with the second touch. Sets Cage opposite. And she'll get that kill again for Henley. That's 2 in a row for Cage.
Just out of reach for Leah Hernandez. She gave a good effort there in front of the Vikings bench, but just a bit out of her reach there.
Hollingsworth serves it over. Hernandez will... What in the world is happening right now?
Hold on. It might fall. It might... Oh, nope. They're calling it dead. It's hanging right there on the foam.
What in the world was that?
You know, I always wonder why these foams are still up here after this happens every single season. I mean, it really is a home court advantage here for Henley in some ways. That time doesn't work out for him, but it happens every set, Walter.
Hollingsworth just over-serving it a little bit, trying to hit that end corner. Would have worked out great for her if she did. Good decision. Tough execution. Paulson sets Cage in the middle. That's blocked by Bjork. Huge block for Mazama there. Henley still leads 21-12, but Mazama regains service. This is Abigail Irish with the serve. It's over to Mazama. Cage gets the second touch that time. She'll set outside Lainey Hadley, and that's just overhit. Another point for Mazama. Irish with the serve. Paulson gets the second touch this time. She'll set McDaniel, who will tip it over. Mazama had a great pass that time. Armida Kirkpatrick just with a tough play there into the net, not able to set up any of our hitters.
Henley's communication has been so good this game. I can't quite tell what they're saying out there, but they are always talking to each other inside of a really tight team.
That's the goal. Serves over. Hernandez with the hit. Just too much power on that one. And that'll be a great point for Henley. That's the libero Melsness serving now. Great floater. Touched by Irish. Would have been out. Great break there for Henley. That brings up set point.
Yeah, certainly good job there by Henley to take advantage there. But, yeah, you're right, Walter. Probably would have been out there on the backside.
Melsness. Kirkpatrick sets middle there. Paulson with the second touch will set Schroeder. And point Henley. So Henley takes the second set up 2-0. We'll be right back with more third set action here on MyBasin.com. This is the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
As a parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
It's time to reclaim your health and your autonomy. At Heartfelt OBGYN, they focus on you. Their evidence-based approach to care means fewer office visits and a targeted treatment plan to directly address your specific needs. They believe in solutions for their patients, not the industry's profit margin. The providers at Heartfelt OBGYN are committed to serving the community and giving back to the Basin. Find them at heartfeltobgyn.com. Heartfelt, because you deserve to be in control of your body and your informed choices.
Welcome back to the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on MyBasin.com. This is Henley Volleyball. Henley leads 2-0 against Mazama High School going into the third set.
25-13 was the most recent score for Henley, and for Mazama kind of going backwards. They won 21 points in the first set, 13 here in the second. Henley just got out to such a good, strong start in that second set, something they weren't able to do in the first. And so, well, I think it's going to be Mazama's going to have to recapture that early momentum if they want to have a shot at extending this game.
Yeah, I think Henley kind of used that first set as a warm-up period. They kind of woke up in the middle of that first set, and in the second set they really showed what a team they are.
We got some action here from the Henley student section. Got to love it on a whiteout night, on a spirit night. The Henley student section always bringing it. Walter, you're giving me a little bit of hard time talking about the student section in the pregame show. Do you stand corrected? I mean, look at them right now. They are getting after it. They brought signs.
I think that their spirit makes up for their lack of numbers.
Okay, well, that's good.
Paulson sets outside, hit into the net. Point Mazama. As you were talking about earlier, Mazama has to get out to this early lead to kind of contain Henley coming into the mid set. Kirkpatrick serves it over. Paulson sets outside, just over hit. and Mazama will pick up their second point of the set.
Well, also talking about that first set, fortunately for Henley, a lot of that damage was self-inflicted, with a lot of those out-of-bounds hits. Mazama can't always count on that, though, but they got away with one there.
Kirkpatrick, free ball to Henley. Paulson sets outside again, into the net again. That's Lainey Hadley for Henley there.
Had Lainey Hadley on Ballin' in the Basin last night. If you missed it, always grab a podcast on mybasin.com. She was great.
Beautiful float serve from Kirkpatrick there, forcing Henley to free ball it. Kirkpatrick's back sets to Hernandez. Great set. Let's hit over to Henley, and they'll set back row. Kirkpatrick to opposite. Wow, what a play. Henley had a great pass to Paulson. Paulson set Cage, hits it cross court. Great night for Cage.
She's been placing that kill so well tonight, whether it's going across, like you said, or just finding the soft spot right in the middle. It seems like she can do no wrong tonight for Henley.
That's Melsness with the serve. Kirkpatrick sets pipe into the net, making it 2-3. Mazama leading here earlier in the third set. Melsness serves it over. That's Irish with the reception. They'll set Hernandez over to Henley. Cage will set middle. And that's Michaela Schroeder just not able to make it go.
Yeah, last year when these two teams met a couple of times in conference play, when they played here inside the Hornets' nest, 3-0 win for Henley. When you went over to Valhalla Court, though, it was a 5-set showdown between these two teams. Certainly don't count out the Vikings yet.
Wow, what a play there. Great set by Kirkpatrick. She set Baker there, who tried to go for the tip, but Henley was there to meet her and just put that one away. Serving for Henley is Miley Lee. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. Great slide hit, and it's recovered by Henley. They'll send over a free. Kirkpatrick pass sets outside. Henley with a great play. That's Schroeder with the kill.
I got to highlight Lainey Hadley once again up front, selling out to keep that one alive about midway through that volley. She did a great job of keeping it up for Henley to where they could eventually earn that point and tie the game.
Miley Lee serves it over. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. Henley not able to make that one return. And point Mazama. Mazama still leads 5-4 early in this third set.
Looks like Clea Cage is checked back into the game as well for Henley as Miley Lee goes to the bench.
Slazak will serve that one over. Paulson to Schroeder. Hits that one hard, clips the net. Mazama able to recover. They'll set Baker, who just overhits that one. Just a little too far. Mazama will tie this one up 5-5.
Placencia is checked into the game. She'll take over service here for Henley.
And that one's in the net. Point Mazama. Mazama leads 6-5 now. Hernandez set to serve for Mazama. That's over. Great spot. Cage just not able to pop that one up. Great play from Hernandez there. As you mentioned, she's played all 3 years of her career on varsity.
Yeah, started her varsity career as a freshman, not only in volleyball, but also in basketball, a multi-sport athlete, and she certainly has a lot of experience under her belt.
Hernandez will set that one to Baker. Paulson setting middle to Schroeder, and that one won't go.
So the case that Mazama needs, where they start to build momentum, starting to separate themselves a little bit. They've got to maintain it.
Oh, and that reception just shanked. Cage not able to get her platform under the ball there, and another great point for Mazama. Hernandez is hitting great spots tonight. That one fielded by Schroeder, set by Paulson. She'll set the outside. That's Dubose with the kill.
Can't give her that easy of a look. I mean, she is just lethal over there in front of the scorer's table.
Ladner, she had about 6 uninterrupted serves last set. Mazama will send that one over, covered by Henley. They'll set opposite. Mazama setting outside, blocked by Henley. And Henley will stay with service. That's Ladner's second serve of the set. Ladner sets that one over. Hernandez pass to Kirkpatrick. She'll set opposite. Mazama sends a free over. Cage fielded. That one set by Henley libero. Goes into the rafters, comes out. Henley sends a free ball. And Kirkpatrick just not able to connect with her middle there. That's Reagan Bjork, who just jumped a little bit too soon. Point for Henley.
Want to highlight Clea Cage on that volley as well. Really had to speed over to save one from sneaking in this inside corner. Great job on the defense for Clea Cage.
Ladner will receive that free ball, and no one's there to get the second touch. Point Mazama.
A little bit of miscommunication there. We talked about how good Henley has been at communication tonight, and unfortunately that time it just falls between a couple of players, and Mazama gets the point.
Baker serves it over. Paulson sets pipe. That's Cage with the hit. Mazama tries to return the favor and ends up getting blocked in the middle there by McDaniel.
It's the first time I've seen McDaniel this season. Obviously, she's a freshman. She's the only freshman that's on this team for Henley. Boy, has she looked fantastic tonight, too. She's going to be one to watch for the next 4 years here for the Hornets.
Kirkpatrick sets opposite. Paulson also sets opposite to Cage. Great play. Hits the middle. Point Henley. They'll tie that one up 10-10 here in the third set.
Yeah, after falling behind 4-1 to start this set, Henley has now tied us up at 10.
Paulson, great spot. Mazama will field that one. Set back row to Hernandez. And that's just overhit. Paulson with her third serve in the set. Serves over, fielded by Hernandez. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. That's Butcher with the hit. Sends Henley scrambling. They'll have to free that one over. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. And that one will land just inside the court. Point Mazama. They'll tie that one up.
Got a sub coming in for the Vikings here. Olivia Van, a sophomore, trying to match some of Henley's height, I think, up front. And you look at McDaniel.
Abigail Irish serves it. That's fielded by Henley. Paulson sets middle. Great play from McDaniel. Just hit it too hard for anyone to get that. Point Henley.
Yeah, you're exactly right. That one all came down to velocity because I couldn't quite recall who it was from Mazama, but they were right there in the right spot. But because of how hard it was hit, goes out of bounds.
Irish receives it. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. That's blocked by Henley. Kirkpatrick with the dump. That dump is almost blocked too. Sends Henley scrambling, and they're not able to recover. Point Mazama. Wow, so it's been 10-10, 11-10, 11-11, 11-12. Now it's 12-12.
Yeah, these teams going back and forth here. This is when it gets fun.
Great serve from Kirkpatrick there for Mazama. Will put Mazama up by 1. Kirkpatrick. Paulson sets outside. Big hit blocked by Mazama. They'll free that one over. Henley. Cage. And she'll just overhit that one. Great back and forth from these two teams here. Hard to keep up with, honestly.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun seeing these two teams. So much experience on both sides going back and forth. And somewhere where there's a little bit of a mismatch of experience. Walter, we talked about in the coaching matchup. Sierra Patsky, the head coach of the Hornets, reigning coach of the year. This is her 6th season. Head coach Nancy Drake from Mazama. This is her first season with a program that's looking to rebuild.
Kirkpatrick with a beautiful back set to Hernandez. She'll tip that one over. Henley has to free it. Mazama on the attack again. Henley frees it again. except that time Kirkpatrick got the first touch, so Mazama had to free that ball. Tipped over by Cage, setter dumped by Kirkpatrick. Great smart play from Kirkpatrick there, and Mazama will retain service. That makes it 15-12. Mazama leads Henley here in the third set. We'll be right back with more Gino's Cafe Game of the Week.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week. We bring you tonight's coverage from Henley High School as Henley faces the Mazama Vikings. Mazama leads 15-12 here in the third set. Henley took the first two sets, leading 2-0 in sets. Great back and forth from these two teams. Last volley, we saw a lot of free balls, a lot of scrambling from both teams to kind of recover. We saw an overpass there from Mazama. Blocked by Henley, they'll send that one over, another free ball. Henley, this one, giving Paulson the second touch, their setter. They'll set up McDaniel, huge hit. Irish was able to field that one. This time they'll set outside. That's Hadley with the kill, and Mazama not able to get to that ball.
Got to give some credit there to Irish. He had a great dig on that one. And then also on the other side for Henley, Abby DeBose, again, backpedaling, was able to keep it alive. Fell over, in fact, but a good play on the defense to earn Henley their point.
Kirkpatrick sets outside. It's overhit by Hernandez. Henley will get the ball here. Mesnes will serve a second time. Mesnes with the serve, just a little too much power on that one, and Mazama will get service. That makes it 16-14. Mazama leads here in the third set.
It's an opportunity to build out this lead for Mazama, try to make a comeback into this match.
Paulson sets outside to Schroeder. That one just mishit into the top of the net, making it 17-14 Mazama. Shaylee Butcher with the serve. That one's fielded by Mazama. Paulson sets middle, and that one's overhit. Another point for Mazama.
And a handful of these self-inflicted wounds for Henley is allowing Mazama to climb out in front here. Well, that time Mazama returns the favor.
Yeah, it's something that they practice every time in warm-ups before games and warm-ups in practice. Hitting lines. Just keep it inside the court. Don't hurt yourself. You've got enough to beat with your opponent.
Yeah, like you've said it in football before, Walter. You know, the first opponent oftentimes is yourself. You got to beat them first.
Yeah, absolutely. Miley Lee serves that one over. Kirkpatrick tries to free it over. That one's blocked by Henley, and that'll make it 16-18. Henley to serve. Miley Lee. That one's fielded by Butcher to Kirkpatrick. Sets the opposite, Paulson to the outside. Great dig by Irish there. And Mazama will tip that one over for the kill. That was Baker with the kill.
3 consecutive in a row there for Henley. One away here from tying it. Big momentum gainer opportunity here for the Hornets.
Miley Lee with the serve. Kirkpatrick sets outside. That's opposite. Hernandez. And they'll get that point. Again, like we talked about, Hernandez, great decision maker.
Yeah, certainly so. And that comes down to her experience, like we talked about as well. A 3-year varsity player, and she's played under numerous different head coaches as well. A lot of different play styles that she's been able to endure.
Paulson back set opposite. What a great play. Mazama able to field that one. They'll set Baker. Paulson sets outside. That was, Kirkpatrick was not able to get the second touch for Henley on that one. They'll set opposite. However, Mazama does get the kill, and that'll bring up Mazama leading 20-17.
From a defensive standpoint, Mazama really shored up what was misfiring for them in that second set, which was leaving the middle open, and they haven't done that this time around, and they've looked good, and so much so that Henley calls a timeout.
We'll be right back with more third set action from Gino's Cafe Game of the Week. Here on
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week, brought to you from Henley High School. Henley's facing the Mazama Vikings here in an intercity matchup. Henley took the first two sets 2-0, while Mazama leads here in the third set 21-17. We saw Henley take a timeout after Mazama was able to make some tweaks to their defense and end up taking the lead there. Close game so far.
Yeah, closing in on taking this set. Henley's had to call both timeouts here in this set. And so Mazama looking to close in here. They've done a good job of taking advantage of Henley mistakes. And like you said, Walter, they've really shored up their holes in the defense from that second set. And they've looked good here.
Slazak to serve for Mazama. That's fielded by Cage. Paulson not able to get that second touch, so it's freed by Henley. Kirkpatrick sets outside. Great kill for Baker there. And that'll brings Mazama's score to 22. Excuse me there.
Yeah, really getting up there for that kill as well. A lot of power behind it.
Slazak. Paulson sets middle. That's Schroeder. Mazama will set opposite with Hernandez, and that'll get the kill for Mazama. Mazama leading 23-17 with service. Slazak serves that one up. That's Melsner with the with the pass. Schroeder, huge hit to get the point.
Again, just providing that velocity. Schroeder does it well, the sophomore. We saw Riley McDaniel do it earlier in the game for the Hornets, the freshman. You get that much speed on any type of ball, it's going to be tough to receive.
Placencia with the serve. Serves it in a great spot. Mazama not able to field that one. And that'll make it 23-19. Mazama leads.
Mazama has a little bit of wiggle room here, but you don't want to let Henley get close. If they smell blood in the water, they become trouble.
Placencia serves that one over. This time fielded by Henley. A little bit of miscommunication there to still get it over. Paulson sets outside. That one was going out off the hands of Butcher.
Those hit so hard at her, I don't even know if she had time to get out of the way of it.
No, in volleyball you're taught to try and pop that one up if you can't get out of the way. And that's exactly what she tried to do. Just too much velocity for her to handle.
Certainly.
All right, we'll be right back with more action after the third timeout in this set.
The cars we drive play an important part of our everyday. Whether we're going to work, dropping off the kids at school, or maybe even on that first date. Vehicles we drive play an important role in all of that. And that's why at Clown Falls Subaru, we are so passionate about getting you the long-lasting vehicle that you will love. When you come to our store, you'll find that every department is dedicated to caring for our customers, which is why I can proudly send anyone here knowing that they will be treated like family. Stop by and say hi. When you come to Clown Falls Subaru, you're coming home.
Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week. Placencia serves that one over. Mazama fields it. Great hit there by Reagan Bjork. and that will bring up set point for Mazama.
Hernandez gets service, and you said it last time she had this opportunity, Walter. She places it really well off this serve. Mazama has a golden opportunity to try and put this set away.
Hernandez places it just out of bounds, and that'll let Henley serve 21-24.
Well, now I think it goes the other way. The Hornets ought to feel comfortable. J.C. Ladner, the sophomore, with service.
Ladner serves that one over. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. Great hit there from Mazama, and Henley's not able to field that one in 3 touches. So Mazama will take the 3rd set here in this game. Henley still leads 2-1. We'll be right back with the 4th set of this intercity matchup.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
As a parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
It's time to reclaim your health and your autonomy. At Heartfelt OBGYN, they focus on you. Their evidence-based approach to care means fewer office visits and a targeted treatment plan to directly address your specific needs. They believe in solutions for their patients, not the industry's profit margin. The providers at Heartfelt OBGYN are committed to serving the community and giving back to the Basin. Find them at heartfeltobgyn.com. Heartfelt, because you deserve to be in control of your body and your informed choices.
Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week. Here an intercity matchup between the Mazama Vikings and the Henley Hornets. Henley took the first 2 sets, and Mazama just took the last one, making it 2-1 Henley favor.
Yeah, Mazama did exactly what we needed them to do to win that set. They got out to an early advantage, and they maintained it. They strung together some nice momentum and stopped Henley in their tracks. Mazama at 2 different points during that last set, stringing 4 points together, whereas Henley was only able to get to 3 in a row one time. So we talk about this game being momentum. You've got to capture it early. Mazama did last time, and they'll look to do it again here.
Melsness with the serve, and that's Baker not able to quite keep that one in control. Henley takes the first point of the set. Melsness serves that one. Baker this time with a great pass to Kirkpatrick. She'll set outside, and that's just overhit for Mazama. Melsness with the serve. Baker again with the touch. That one, Paulson was not able to get that second touch. Henley hits that one over. And Mazama not able to recover from that Henley hit, making it 3-0.
One of the things we've talked about a couple times tonight about this Henley team is their mental toughness and how they can go about dropping a set and not letting it affect them. And again, that starts from their head coach at the top. It was one of the things that talked about yesterday about this team, just so mentally tough.
Great dig there from Abigail Irish. Mazama will send that one over. Paulson setting outside. Henley will hit that one into the net, and then as they try to recover from that, Mazama never actually touched the ball, making it a 4-touch possession for Henley, giving Mazama the point. And Kirkpatrick will serve it into the net. Henley will get service, leading 4-1.
Yeah, momentum still squarely on the side of Henley as they look to build on this lead a little bit more.
Miley Lee serving it. Great dig by Baker. Great save by Kirkpatrick. Paulson will set middle. Tipped by Schroeder. Mazama will free that one over. Paulson sets outside. Big block from Mazama there. That's Olivia Van, the sophomore.
Yeah, that was a big-time play. Got up there, absolutely denied it there for Henley, and in the process, earned her team a point.
Butcher serves it. Paulson sets middle. Michaela with a big hit. Mazama able to return it, and that's Baker with the kill.
Credit again to Irish being on the receiving end of that hit from Schroeder.
Yeah, Irish has done a great job this game so far.
Yeah, she's defended the back real well.
Butcher sends that one over. Cage fields that one. Big save from Michaela Schroeder there. She'll get a touch on that hit from Mazama. They'll set Henley there. Melsness passes it to Paulson. Sets middle. Huge play from Henley. And that'll make it 5-3 Henley's favor.
There was some real great defense for both teams that time. Walter, you said it. That was Abby DeBose on the far side with that really great save. I mean, she just about fell out of the gym going towards the doors. And then, again, highlight Irish again because she did the same thing that she's been doing, defending that back line really well. Unfortunately, it did go out off her touch, earning the point for Henley, but she still should be really proud of that defense she played.
Kirkpatrick sets outside. That's Butcher. Excuse me. Butcher puts that one back to Kirkpatrick. Abigail Irish with the hit from the back row. That's the libero. Crazy play. Kirkpatrick saves that one. Sets pipe to Butcher. Paulson sets outside. Irish passes it to Kirkpatrick, who will set up Baker. Baker takes the first touch. Then Kirkpatrick sets middle. Henley. Paulson sets outside. Overhit. Mazama ball. Excuse me, Mazama service.
These teams are really finding their rhythm right now, Walter. It's getting fun. They are going back and forth. Real heads-up play beneath the net for Schroeder and DuBose. They're both for Henley on that play. Fortunately, it was Abby who touched it out for the Hornets, but these teams are settling in here in this fourth set.
Serve is over. Paulson saves that one, and it lands in the middle, setting up Michaela Schroeder perfectly for a big hit, and that's exactly what she does. Henley will have the lead 6-4 now.
You said she leads the team in just about every statistical category this season. She's off to a great start.
Yeah, I think it's understated how much goes into volleyball behind the scenes versus, like who hits it, who receives it. In between each play, the attackers are going back to wind up to hit. And if they don't get the ball, they'll reset. There's so much movement that goes on just beyond who ends up receiving the ball, who sets it, and who hits it. Kirkpatrick diving save to Hernandez. Great play from Henley there. That was an out-of-system pass. Kirkpatrick scrambling to pop that one up, and she does perfectly to Hernandez, who puts it away for Mazama there.
Yeah, that was a really fantastic play there, like you said, kind of having to go out of her way to get it, but does so successfully, and Mazama's sticking around here in the fourth set.
Kirkpatrick sets opposite. Great tip. And that'll bring another point to Mazama's tally.
Baker sold that really well. She wound up like she was going to hit that hard, and then just a little tap is all she needed. Nice job.
Paulson sets outside. And then Kirkpatrick says, let me do you one better, sets outside on their side, and that picks up the point for Mazama.
That time Baker again winding up. It looks like she almost hit it off the bottom of her hand, and it kind of knuckled its way to the deck. That was a good job.
Paulson sets middle. Huge hit. Great play for Henley there. That was Abby Dubose. Paulson with the serve. Hernandez, great dig. That'll make Mazama have to hit an awkward hit. Paulson pass sets outside. Kirkpatrick sets outside. Paulson back sets it to Cage, an opposite position. Kirkpatrick sets Baker, who just overhits it. Henley leads 9-7.
Henley's doing a good job of keeping you guessing where they're going to set it, whether it's going to be inside or outside or whatever it might be. They're doing a good job of keeping the Vikings guessing.
Cage sets middle. That's McDaniel, who tries to tip it, gets blocked. Close game. Henley leads 9-8.
That was Reagan Bjork rejecting that one, and a nice play up front there from Mazama.
Baker sends that one over. Out of system pass for Paulson. She ends up getting it to the freshman Riley McDaniel, who sends it over. Great scrappy play from Mazama, or for Henley, and that's exactly what you want to see out of a volleyball team. Baker to Kirkpatrick, back to Baker in the back row. Huge block for Henley. That's McDaniel with the block.
Denied at the net. Boy, McDaniel has been impressive tonight.
Dubose sends that one over. Mazama scrambling. They send a free ball. Paulson sets middle. That's McDaniel again with the kill. McDaniel having herself a night.
I mean, give me a break. When you start hearing chants of "she's a freshman" from the student section, you know she's having a good night.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you mentioned before, Henley kind of keeps them guessing where they're going to set. That's elite play from Paulson there. Usually when they break the statistics down for setters, it's usually like 90% outside or 80% outside. If you can keep your middle and opposite happy while getting points, you're a great setter.
Paulson only a junior too. Hornets are lucky to have her for another season as well.
Out of system pass, they'll set back row. Almost a point for Henley there. Butcher will hit that one in the front row. They'll set outside Henley. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. Little back set action. That one's hit into the net, and Henley will pick up the point.
And after this set being tied at 9, it's been Henley who's rattled off 4 in a row, and that's going to spark Mazama to call a timeout.
All right. This is great play from the girls. We'll be right back with more fourth set action here at Henley High School.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 120,000 participants here in Oregon who take part in high school sports or activities.
Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week here at Henley High School. Henley leads in sets 2-1 against Mazama High School, and they're also leading this set 13-9.
Yeah, the Hornets have run out 4 straight, and like we said, going into break, that's what sparked Mazama's timeout. A similar thing happened in the second set to Mazama, where they started to trail a little bit. They called a timeout, and at the time they battled back, eventually dropping that set, but their backs are against the wall here in this fourth set.
Serves over. Kirkpatrick sets pipe. That's Baker. Over hits it. Point Mazama.
5 consecutive for Henley. That matches their longest point streak of the night in any set so far.
Melsness sends that one over. That's set by Irish. Free ball from Mazama. They'll back set that one to Cage. What a hit right on the line.
That's what I'm talking about. You set up Cage that good. I mean, that was in her wheelhouse. She wound up and hit that one as hard as she could. Just a fantastic play, earning Henley their 6th consecutive point.
Melsness sends the serve over. Kirkpatrick sets opposite. That one's fielded by Henley. Paulson sets middle. That's tipped over. Kirkpatrick sets middle. Wow, what a play. Henley received that tip. Just a little bit of an overpass, and Cage was able to put that one away.
Yeah, that's two opportunities for Cage in a row that she converts on. Henley starting to run away with things here, up 7.
Melsness sends that one over. Baker to Kirkpatrick. Kirkpatrick to Hernandez. Paulson sets middle. Wow, what a play. That was Michaela Schroeder on the play. And as we mentioned before, Michaela Schroeder, she was first team all-conference last year as a freshman.
You've been making a great point, Walter, because we talk about the skillfulness of Schroeder and McDaniels and Dubose on these kills and how well they're doing. But really, it all starts with what Paulson has been doing as a setter. She has really been the marquee player, I think, tonight for Henley, even if it's not her name we're saying as much.
Yeah, absolutely. The setter is the quarterback of the volleyball team. They'll set outside. That was Schroeder with the hit. Sends Mazama sprawling. They have to send a free ball over. Paulson sets middle. That's Schroeder with a huge hit. And that one will go straight up into the stands. What a play.
Again, a nice defensive effort by Abigail Irish, standing right in the way of that hit, though, from Schroeder. Pops off her forearms, and like you said, into the crowd. Walter, Henley earns their 19th.
Miley Lee sends that serve over. They'll set Hernandez, tips it. Henley will pass that one back over. Setter dump from Kirkpatrick. Paulson sets pipe. What a play. It dribbles over the net. That was Abby Dubose with the kill.
Yeah, a little bit of help there on the net for Dubose, but she'll take it, and Henley will take their 20th point. They are in command here.
Miley Lee sends the serve over. Great spot. Mazama not able to recover. Great serve from Miley Lee. And that'll make Mazama take a timeout. We'll also take a timeout here in Gino's Cafe Game of the Week at Henley High School.
At Gino's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Gino's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Gino's on East Main, simply good food.
Welcome back to the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week here at Henley High School. Henley Hornets face the Mazama Vikings. Henley leads 21-9 in the fourth set. Another great serve from Miley Lee. Mazama not able to return that one either. That's 2 in a row for Miley Lee.
I hate to see that coming out of a timeout for Mazama, where they're trying to get something back going their way, and just a miscommunication right out of the gate, giving Henley their 22nd.
Lee will send that one over. Kirkpatrick sets outside Hernandez. Great roll shot, and Henley not able to find an answer to that one.
Mazama desperately needs to string a few together now. 4 times tonight have they gotten service and given it right back. They can't afford to do it here.
Shaylee Butcher, great serve, leads to an overpass from Henley's libero. That's Melsness, and Mazama will take that point. Butcher sends that one over. Paulson sets middle. Schroeder hits the top of the net. Mazama didn't get a touch on that because it hit the net, and so they will say that Henley touched that 4 times, giving Mazama the point. Butcher sends that one over. Melsness fields that. Schroeder sets back row. Still a good hit for Henley. Kirkpatrick running set. Paulson will set outside, blocked by Mazama. Great play coming out of that timeout. That makes it 13-22 for Mazama.
4 points in a row for the Vikes as well. That matches their most consecutive points in any set tonight. They've done it 3 previous times, trying to get that 5th here.
Butcher will send that one long, and Henley will regain service. 23-13. 10-point lead here in the 4th set.
And it'll be Placencia to take it over. Senior looking to close the game for the Hornets.
Placencia sends that one over. Irish fields that. Kirkpatrick sets outside. Paulson sets middle. Schroeder just tips that one over, and it's too much for Mazama to handle. They'll need 4 touches, and that'll give Henley the point.
Now on match point, the Hornets looking to improve to 2-0 in conference play, grab a win over a rival. They're 1 point away.
Placencia sends the serve over. Irish fields that one. Wow, Kirkpatrick sets Baker. Baker, huge hit. And Mazama will regain service. 24-14, Henley still leads. Addison Slazak for Mazama. Serves that one over. Paulson sets middle. That's Michaela Schroeder with the game-winning kill. Here in the 4th set, Mazama ends up winning 3-1. We'll be right back with some post-game action here on the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week at Henley High School.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
As a parent of a high school athlete, I've given up trying to get pictures of my kid playing sports. It's nearly impossible to take pictures and enjoy the game. There is a solution, though. God's Gifts Photography attends high school sporting events in the Basin to take individual and team action photos at a great price. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook to learn more. They'll come and capture your athlete in action, creating those frameable lifelong memories so you can watch and just enjoy the moment. Call 541-281-2206 to get your athlete on their schedule. God's Gifts Photography.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
It's time to reclaim your health and your autonomy. At Heartfelt OBGYN, they focus on you. Their evidence-based approach to care means fewer office visits and a targeted treatment plan to directly address your specific needs. They believe in solutions for their patients, not the industry's profit margin. The providers at Heartfelt OBGYN are committed to serving the community and giving back to the Basin. Find them at heartfeltobgyn.com. Heartfelt, because you deserve to be in control of your body and your informed choices.
Welcome back to the Geno's Cafe Game of the Week on mybasin.com. The Henley Hornets defeat the Mazama Vikings in their Skyline Conference second game of the season. 3-1. Henley won the first one 25-21. They took set 2 25-13. Mazama answered back in the third, extended the game. They won 25-21, but Henley slamming the door 25-14 in the final 4th set. Henley looked good tonight, Walter. They looked every bit of a reigning league champion.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of volleyball comes down to discipline, and that's exactly what Henley was tonight. They were able to get those passes right to Paulson to set up their big hitters. I think it all starts with their passing game, and that's exactly what Henley did well tonight.
For Mazama is kind of a duality at sometimes. I think through the first and third and fourth sets, You thought, wow, they played really good defense, but that second set, just something went wrong for them in the middle there. But, credit for them. Like I said, they played good defense in every other set, and nothing to feel down about 1-1 in league play this early.
Yeah, absolutely not. It's also not such a tough loss if you're losing to a 12-2 Henley team who has played in tournaments all over the country in Hawaii. They've got a lot of experience. I think that Mazama needs to regroup and find their setter Kirkpatrick and allow her to create more opportunities for their hitters.
Mazama will have an opportunity to regroup and retool their next matchup. It actually comes up on Tuesday. Mazama is playing Klamath Union, I believe, and then Thursday next week is Henley's next game when they'll play Klamath Union as well. So we got a couple more intracity volleyball games coming up next week, Walter, and we'll see the Vikings again, like I said, on Tuesday at Pell Court. That's your old stomping grounds.
I'm so excited, Josh. You don't even know.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll be with you on Tuesday next week live from Klamath Union High School. But for now, for Mazama, this loss puts them at 3-9 overall on the season. 1-1 in conference play. For Henley, they are now 13-2. 2-0 in conference play, pacing the bunch in the Skyline Conference, extending their classification lead in wins now to 13 overall. Like we said, the Hornets ought to feel good. They've got a tournament coming up this weekend. They'll be playing in Medford, and then they're off until Thursday when Klamath Union comes back here to the Hornets' nest. Again, we'll have coverage of that game for you as well on mybasin.com. And also want to remind you, we're going to be live tomorrow night from Medford as the Henley Hornets football team takes on the Cascade Christian Challengers. Certainly setting up to be a great game tomorrow night from Lithian Driveway Fields over there in Jackson County. Walter, any final thoughts before we wrap this thing up?
No, I'm just thinking about tomorrow. I'm excited for it. I think it's going to be a great challenge.
Yeah, certainly. I see what you did there. I like it. It's going to be a fun time tomorrow night. But in the meantime, Henley defeating Mazama here in the Gino's Cafe Game of the Week, 3-1. Want to thank everybody involved with making tonight's broadcast possible. Both head coaches, Nancy Drake for the Vikings and Sierra Patsky for Henley. Big shout out to Coach Patsky for getting us some season stats and everything we need to know about her team. I also want to shout out Callie Bitzer and Nora Radford for Mazama. They were injured tonight, unable to play for the Vikings, but they got with us before the game, shared some starting lineups, and certainly appreciate the help from everyone who's involved. And, of course, the athletic director here at Henley High School, Mr. Luke Hammond, giving us this great spot to sit inside the Hornets' nest. And thank you for tuning in for another edition, and our first edition this season, of Klamath Falls Intracity Volleyball here on mybasin.com. Again, back tomorrow night from Medford as the Hornets football team takes on the Cascade Christian Challengers. But until then, for Walter Hartley and Caitlin Rodriguez, my name is Josh Eldridge. So long and good night from the Hornets' nest at Henley High School.